We have got Matthew Lewis on the phone from Harry Potter. You know him as Neville Longbottom. Matthew, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm great, thank you. Are you okay?
I'm good. Today is a good day, and I'm talking to you, and so that's exciting. People are so stoked. Like, I'm not a Harry Potter fanatic, but everybody else obviously is. So people are so, I have to check with people to say, should I interview, Neville? Is that a big enough character? And they were all like, oh yeah, Neville is the dude. So people are very excited to hear from you.
That's wicked. That's great. I mean, it's kind of strange to be, in the US doing interviews like this. It's nice.
Yeah, it's so. I saw on the internet yesterday that they were talking. A lot of people were posting stuff about some of the characters from Harry Potter having to reshoot some scenes recently. Are you involved in any of those reshoots, or are you done?
No, I was supposed to be involved. I actually was going to go for a wig fitting because I've had my hair cut, but it's been cancelled now. I'm okay. I think all my stuff's good. So
Okay.
I think there's only a couple of people in for reshoots this week, but it's nothing major. It's all okay.
Excellent. Well, how did getting in this movie come about? I mean, I know you'd been acting for a while, but was this something where you were really into the Harry Potter stuff and saw the audition, or did you just show up for another audition and it happened to be this huge phenomenon, or what's the story behind that?
Well, I mean, yeah, I'd acted since I was 5 years old, and I read these books about 8 years old called Harry Potter, and absolutely fell in love with them. I was a huge fan. And then they announced they were doing a film, and they had open auditions all over the UK. And luckily for me, there was one in my hometown of Leeds, so I went along, and I queued for 4.5, 5 hours. And my mum actually wanted to leave. She said she'd buy me a McDonald's if we left. and I just said I was determined. I wanted to stay. I wanted to have a shot at being in Harry Potter. Never expected that 10 years later I'd be here doing this. It's been pretty crazy, but yeah, it's been great.
Yeah, exactly. Now you can buy your mom plenty of McDonald's.
Well, exactly, yeah.
It worked out in your favor. So a lot of I've heard from the people that are these big fans that your character Neville has a huge part towards the end here, like that you become more involved in the story. I know that's in the book. Does it come across in the movie? Are you going to be really involved in the last movie?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, hopefully they'll keep it all in the film, but we shot a lot of stuff. We started in February 2009, and then we only finished a few months ago, and I only had one line in part one, so the majority of that time was spent filming the stuff for part two, and yeah, it's pretty intense. There's a lot of action stuff, a lot of blood and makeup and things, and yeah, some great pyrotechnics, explosions. I felt like James Bond for a bit. It was cool.
That's awesome. And what do you have going on after the Harry Potter franchise is over? Anything in the works, or what do you plan on doing?
Yeah, I mean, I start rehearsals on a play next week, and then the play will be going on a UK tour on January the 11th. It's Agatha Christie. It's called Verdict.
Oh,
and
right.
So if anyone's over in the UK the next 6 months, then they're more than welcome to come see some theatre.
Check it out. I'm a guy. I grew up doing theater and stuff, on stage, and obviously have never done Harry Potter. Haven't gotten to the movies like you. But what for you is doing the movie fun and doing stage like the true art form, or how do you feel? What are the differences between those two?
Well, yeah, I mean, doing films is a tremendous amount of fun. It can be quite laid back. Well, it was for us. We had a great crew that we knew very, very well. And an exceptional cast, and it was quite laid back. If you mess up, you can have another go. Try not to, but you can have another go. Whereas theatre, I think, is it's a lot more intense, a lot more work. But I'm excited. I think the learning curve is exciting. I don't feel as an actor you can ever say that you know everything there is to know about your industry or your profession. I just think you're constantly learning at all times. So I'm really looking forward to doing this tour, working with some great actors, and just getting some experience, really. Yeah. Another string to add to my bow, if you like.
That's very, very, very cool. So do you still stay in touch with the other Harry Potter people, Daniel and the whole crew?
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, I was kind of hoping Dan might be in New York this week, so I could see him because he's doing his musical there next year. But he's actually back in London at the minute, so I'm going to miss him. But yeah, we chat all the time. I don't live in London, so it's difficult sometimes to see them. But England's not that big a country, so I get down there every now and then, and yeah, we go for drinks or go see some music or something. That's very cool. And Tom Felton, I know he's doing. He's got his own record label, so if you're really into the music, you could just work with him. That's right. Well, I've got a band as well. I mean, I'm in a rock and roll band called The Transmission. We're actually on MySpace, myspace.com/The Transmission UK, if anyone wants to check that out. So yeah, we're actually chatting to Tom about maybe getting on his record label at some point in the future.
There you go. It sounds like it'll all come together. It'll all work out. Lots of exciting stuff for you in the future. Matthew Lewis, who plays Neville in the Harry Potter movies. Matthew, thanks so much for being on the show, and best of luck with the Agatha Christie show and everything else in your future, man. Thanks for joining us.
It's a pleasure. Thank you very much.
All right, bye-bye.
Cheers, bye-bye.
The Big J Show. Weekday mornings from 6 till 10 on Billings' #1 hit music station, Hot 101.9.